Now that you've seen the ModernBiz Makeover and heard the very emotional stories of each of Guardian Strata's staff, it's time for a look behind the scene. What's really gone on to evoke such strong, heartfelt reactions from everyone involved? Well, to find out, we caught up with each of the tech gurus responsible for the makeover to hear exactly how they overhauled Guardian's dated business systems. In this episode, we find out how the team now better connects with customers, eliminating the inefficiencies of multiple customer relationship management systems and utilising cloud technology.
So Ryan, Guardian Strata is probably one of the most customer-focused organisations that I've come across in a long time. They have almost neglected their internal systems in favour of this enormous focus that they put around customer support. What did you find when you got into Guardian Strata?
Well, what we found is that their customer data was kind of segmented into different silos. So basically each division had their own silo of information, which meant that the customer data was basically replicated across finance, across customer service, across individuals actually going out to client meetings and servicing that strata. And I think what that led to is each individual owner of that data had a great relationship with the customer, but as a whole, from a customer perspective, they were not able to actually see as a whole what they were doing.
And what was the net result?
Well, the net result was, I think customers were feeling not disgruntled, but it was slow to service. It was just very slow in collating that data, and obviously, time is money.
So I would imagine manual for Guardian Strata, frustrating for the staff, and resulting in an experience which is not what Guardian wanted for their customers.
Yeah, correct. So it becomes a high pressurized environment, Customer A wants answers to questions yesterday. We have to go back to the office, we have to collate the data, we have to put it together, we then have to see what the answer is, then we get back to customer. Customers waited between half a day to a day to get a simple answer if the information was collated and in a singular source.
And also the customer then feels locked out, like they can't be proactive, they don't know what's going on, they have no way of then reaching out except to call again and say what's going on.
And we know this was not for a lack of trying, right? I mean, Aussie desperately wanted to be known for his customer service, and we know that he was spending a lot of money and a lot of effort creating more and new systems. Can you tell us a little bit more of what was in place in terms of the systems that he put in place?
Well, he had a particular case management system that basically just governed case management. There was actually then a customer hub system that basically just managed customer details, first name, last name, addresses, relationships. We then had a file system as well, which was managing interactions and files that the customers were sending through to Guardian Strata. So all of those three disparate systems were really doing the same thing.
And is this something, maybe Mike, if you can chime in here, is this something that you find often, that customers have multiple systems trying to solve a problem when, trying just to band-aid systems together?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's it all the time. Excel spreadsheets actually are one of the most common areas where all this stuff is stored. And but it's not just a single spreadsheet, it's multiples of spreadsheets. And then you start to sort of have these issues when there's multiple people in the organisation wanting to update that same information. Can you both access it at the same time? Can you both modify it at the same time? Do I have to modify it in one place or 10 places? So that's where really around centralising at one place for the customers to update stuff, to access it, to see all the constant communications going on. That's really where you're getting the benefit.
So what did you guys propose?
Well, that was Dynamics CRM Online, a singular source of truth. The fantastic thing about that is, little investment time to get your system up and running. It's online, straight away you have a singular source of truth in terms of database that needs limited customization to do the things that we've spoken about now. You have an account and contact record. That particular contact record can have multiple touch points. You can create a case against the contact. You can have collaboration running against that contact. So you can have those different silos all interacting against a particular client. And straight away as a user, you have a singular point of contact. You go into that singular record and you can see cases, you can see the last touch points, you can see exactly what's going on. So immediately you have the return on investment from Aussie's perspective, where his staff are actually servicing that client in a timely fashion and pretty much straight away. The beauty of Dynamics Online is the fact that it does scale from small business right into enterprise business. And that's what small business needs. You know, in today's day and age, you need the small business to operate like the corporate business, like the big business, and we need the tools to enable small business to do that. And I think the fact that Dynamics CRM Online runs in Office 365, has the ability of SharePoint Online, integrates quickly into all of those systems, limited time to spin it up, is fantastic for small business. It's exactly what you need.
Because a lot of small businesses will say, I will just start with Excel and some, Word documents and just live on that till we can afford something else. And so this is affordable and simple, so you can get your business right from day one, rather than going a year or two and then having to unravel that whole mess and then try and import it at a later stage. It was interesting, just last Friday I was chatting with Aussie, and now he's been using CRM for 8 weeks. He's very familiar with it, and he sort of said to me, we've got SharePoint and they've got a whole disparate document management system which runs on its own virtual machine and it's disconnected from everything, and that's something we want to collapse in. But he's sort of had that aha moment where he said, CRM, I see this thing for documents and I think that might connect to SharePoint. I said, yeah. And he's like, so we can bring that together? I'm like, yeah. And he's like...
Get rid of a whole nother server.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, this is great. So there's this evolution of, the systems which keeps growing, which has been fantastic.
So it kind of leads me into the question that I want to ask is, what kind of savings have you seen just by, have we been able to consolidate some of the massive line of business applications?
When we talk about actual productivity savings and actual usability, there's been an absolute tremendous amount of savings had by Aussie. Some particular tasks that were taking 2 days are now automated into a particular hour.
The massive efficiency costs there and the raw cost up front. Straight away from day one, when CRM Online was implemented, they saved $2,500 on our annual cost on the first system, which is now gone. The second system they were able to get rid of, which is a case management system, was $700 a month. So you put those two together, that's $11,000 in the first year. And so we haven't even touched the other document management systems and other systems they're spending money on. And Aussie even realised the other day they're paying another cloud system to do marketing. And Aussie's realised that there's workflow inside CRM. He's like, we can change those forms in the CRM and then have it all in one place. I'm like, yep. He's like, oh great, that's going to save thousands. So there's so many more costs.
So you bring up a good point that they are consuming a lot of what they're using, Office 365, Azure, CRM Online. All of these are actually cloud systems, but particularly CRM Online I know is a sensitive one because there are customer data records that's sitting in that system. And I know a lot of customers, Aussie customers, had concern around the fact that I don't want to put my customer records in the cloud. What do you say to that?
There's a few different factors around this. So first thing is, we often find concerns around, is that data going outside of Australia? And one of the benefits with Microsoft is that we do have local onshore data centres. Multiples in Australia. So we don't have to worry about data sovereignty related to CRM data. The other thing is around security of that data. So Microsoft have amongst the most secure data centres in the world, and I could hand on heart say that the security which we put around the physical infrastructure and the software side of it is by far and away more secure than anything that not just small businesses but most large businesses could actually do themselves as well.
If we compare the Microsoft data center and the security that's present in the Microsoft data center with what is typically present in a small business organization where it is a dusty server under a desk with very limited backup and security as we know, I think I know where my preference would be. So I want to thank you all. I'm really excited about what was put in place with Guardian Strata. For such a customer-focused organisation, I think they have taken a massive leap forward, and I know that Aussie and his team is really appreciative for all of the work that you all have done. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Isabel.
Thanks for watching. If old technology is holding your business back, then visit modernbiz.com.au for a free consultation.